At Shelter Insurance, we've found that peace of mind offers some real advantages. That's why we work hard to make things easier for you. By sheltering your cars, by sheltering your home, by sheltering your toys, by sheltering your life. Peace of mind. Isn't that the best shelter there is? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Ask Shelter Agent Mark Manning about Shelter's competitive insurance rates.
What a great pleasure to be at St. Michael's Place on Pecan Street in Newport, Arkansas, and visit with one of the great pioneer ladies of Newport and Jackson County. Miss Doris Borders joins us, and we are thrilled to be able to come and visit with her and let her talk about a few things. Number one, Miss Doris, it's such a pleasure to get to see you again. How have you been?
I'm doing fine, and it's a pleasure for me to be a resident here at St. Michael's Place, too. You know, when my daughter was looking for a place, well, there was Newport Healthcare and Rehabilitation.
Yes, ma'am.
And then somebody else bought the place and named it St. Michael's Place. And I wondered, I said, Lord, wonder how is the care going to change, or wonder what's going to happen. But really and truly, the care got better. It really did. You know, the people here at St. Michael's are so caring and everything. You know, I had my therapy here. I had therapy every day. They gave me independence. And I used to call St. Michael's my home away from home.
Yes, ma'am.
But that have changed. This is my home. This is my home.
Yes, ma'am.
That makes me feel like this is my home. You know, they're so caring. The CNAs, the staff here. I've been kind of a little sick, and every one of them come back there. Are you all right? Are you all right? Are you sure you all right? And I tell them, I'm doing better. I'm doing better. We want you to be well, and I want to be well too. Even to the van driver, when she carry you to the doctor, she don't leave you. She's right there by your side, and I like that, because although I worked, you know, at the hospital, I'm afraid of doctors. And she makes me feel so comfortable and everything. And I have to give them credit for it. And they have so many different activities here. They make you want to stay.
Ms. Doris, talk about some of those activities that you talk about. I know obviously a wonderful staff, and you're well pleased that you've got a great staff taking care of you. When you talk about activities, what are some of the things that you get to do here at St. Michael's?
Well, we play bingo. We have cookouts. We can go outside and have cookouts. And we have marshmallow throws, bean throws. We can throw marshmallows at people and hit them with the marshmallows.
Is that right?
Yeah. And then they have imitation of Elvis to come in,
right,
and entertain us, and I enjoy that. And then we have little dances. You know, of course, I can't sing, and I sure can't dance. But you know what? I told them in therapy, you got to teach me how to pat my foot.
That's right.
I need to pat my foot when that good music come on. So, and that's enjoyable to us. You know, at home we don't get that kind of
right
activities. And St. Michael's here, we have to thank the administration staff and the activity director for all of this. And have you ever done the hula hoop?
Well, I have tried as a youngster. I tried to do that. Wasn't real successful at it, but I did try.
Well, I still can't do it. I can't even do it on my arm.
I can't either.
I can't. But our activity director, boy, she can really get with it.
Is that right?
She surely can. She's good. And listen, I have to tell you about this. They have ladies' night out.
Yes, ma'am.
And they carried us out one time, but there's so many of us in a wheelchair, and they don't have but one van. They can't get us all on it.
Right.
So what they decided to do, they asked us, what would you like to have to eat tonight? And whatever my favorite food was, I tell them, and the other people, they done likewise. And they brought the food in. That was really good, because we was able to sit down and talk to each other and find out a little bit more about our neighbor. You know, I have a neighbor sometimes in here that I don't even know their name, but
Right.
I like to know my neighbor's name, and I like to know what they have been doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you know, you never know who your neighbor are. You may be in trouble. But everybody here is so good. And you take the staff here, Miss Ashley and all of them, they so good to me. They really good to me.
Well, that's wonderful. I know that these folks take great pleasure in taking care of great Newportians and great Jackson Countyans, of which you are, and I appreciate you so much for taking the time to come on and visit with us and talk about the friendly staff and the great rehab services that they provide here at St. Michael's Place.
They do. They really do. And I tell you what, my daughter, she comes in and she said, "Mom, I'm gonna carry you home for a little while. I can't wait." I said, "But any time to go back?" She said, "Can you wait another hour?" I said, "I can't hardly wait.
Got to get back.
I got to get back to my room."
That's great.
And this and St. Michael's have done a lot of remodeling. You have to see it. Look at the floors.
Yes, ma'am.
Aren't they beautiful?
They are beautiful. Yes, ma'am, they are.
Look at the new furniture
Yes,
in
ma'am.
here. St. Michael have really gone out of the way. Look at it out there. It's so clean. It's so clean. You don't smell no odor either, do you?
Right? No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
It's just that clean, and that's what have attracted me. And I'll tell anybody, St. Michael's is the place. When she first brought me here, I sneaked around and cried 2 or 3 days.
Oh, my goodness.
But then after that, I've been so happy. The tears turned to tears of joy, and I'm just so happy that she brought me here.
Right.
And you know, David, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, the Lord give all of us a talent. I can't sing and I sure can't dance, but you know what? I thank the Lord meant for me to help people. I've got to tell you
Amen.
about this. When the tornado hit Moore, Oklahoma,
Yes, ma'am.
well, St. Michael's got involved in trying to do something for those people. So Miss Ashley and her staff came to me and said, "Doris, since you're so familiar with so many people in Newport, do you mind calling people and see if we can get things for the
Sure.
victims at Moore, Oklahoma?" I said, "Let me think about it." I didn't have to think until she got out of the room. I said, "Come back." I said, "Come back." "Yes, ma'am, I will do that."
You bet.
And she told me, I didn't see it because but she told me I filled up that van out there with things for them to carry
That's
to Moore.
fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic.
And so anyway, Miss Jolene and her husband was so nice to carry it to Moore, Oklahoma, and she said they were so happy to get it. She said she wished we could just see the joy and the happiness on those people's face, you know. But I think that's my calling, is to help
Yes, ma'am.
people. And here at St. Michael's, they don't cut me short of doing it either.
Right.
They tell me, would you do this and would you do that? Sure. And when they come and ask me would I talk to you, I said, sure, I surely will. I have a lot of good things to say about St. Michael's Place.
Well, there's no doubt, Miss Doris, that you talk so good about those guys and men and women and everybody, but let me also assure you that those folks talk very, very good about you, and they're glad to have you as a resident
But isn't
here.
that wonderful that they're doing that for our children?
Yes, ma'am.
You know, instead of them going on the streets, you know, they'll come here.
Yes, ma'am.
And I like that. You know, people have got to be so bad. You can't carry your children out now, you know, but if you bring them here, well, you know, they're in a safe
Yes, ma'am.
place.
They are. I appreciate you so much, Miss Doris, for joining us. And we're at St. Michael's Place. We're on Pecan Street. And I don't know if you can get a better recommendation or a higher authority to tell you anything about what this lady can tell you. So you can take what this lady says to the bank, one of the great pioneer women of Newport, Arkansas, Miss Doris Borders. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, let me say this. Nobody have encouraged me to say anything. I say this from my heart.
Yes, ma'am.
It's from my heart. It's from the experience I've had since I've been here. And they didn't know what I was going to say. They didn't know if I was going to say something good or something bad.
They know now, don't they? And everybody in Jackson County will know when they're watching this.
Yeah, they know now. They really know now exactly what I'm saying.
All right.
You know what? I got to say, the CNAs here, they can't be beat.
Right.
They are wonderful.
They are good, aren't they?
They really good. They really good.
Well, again, I appreciate you so much for joining us and talking about St. Michael's Place. It is a great place, and now let's continue on with more of our show. What a great pleasure to come to Merchants Planters Bank. We come to downtown Newport, Arkansas to talk about what's going on up in Tuckerman, Arkansas, visiting with Sherry Jones, who is the branch supervisor, loan officer at the Tuckerman branch. And girl, you've got an awesome responsibility of a job handling what you do.
I do. Enjoy it. I'm very excited about being in Tuckerman.
You and I talked a little bit before we got on the air, and you've been doing this a long time. I mean, the banking business. Talk a little bit about a history of your banking. Tell us about you and the start and where you are and how you got to here.
Well, I started my banking career with Mr. Van Smith at the Bank of Tuckerman.
Yeah.
I have been in banking for 30 plus years.
Right, absolutely.
And joined Merchants and Planters Bank. I've been here 11 years.
Okay.
Recently was promoted to loan officer with at the Tuckerman branch.
Right, sure.
Excited about being in the Tuckerman area. I'm a hometown person.
You are that, girl. You are that. You're one of Jackson County's finest. And when we talk about, some of the services of Merchant Planters Bank, one of the big things that we do is in Jackson County is built around agriculture. I mean, we're just an ag community, and there's a tremendous history here that talk a little bit about the history of agriculture and the history of, lending in agriculture, because it's real important in our society, no doubt.
Well, Merchants and Planters Bank was established by a group of farmers and merchants back in 1946. And they established us. We have been, and we're to the farming community, and we've always just supported our farming community. Right now it's crop season.
It is that. It's that time, isn't it?
It's been very, very busy.
It is that time.
But we support our farmers. We always have, always will. We've been there through ups and downs and sideways, but it's very interesting, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Sherry, and I know that there's a lot of process. We don't want to get into the nitpicking part of the process, but you got to have a lot of confidence if you're the farmer coming in to see. I mean, because their livelihood depends on whether or not they can get a farm loan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what y'all do.
Yes, sir. That's what we do.
Talk a little bit about how you feel when you can help somebody.
Oh,
because that's what you're doing.
It's a great feeling.
Yes,
it's a great feeling. The farmers come in. We give them a loan, a crop loan package to fill out, and they bring it back. They get us all the information. We look at it. We make sure that, everything looks good,
Sure.
And then we are there to support them 100%.
Farmer comes in and they need to know that, and they do know that, because most of the people that you're doing business with, you've been doing business with these guys for a long
time. Yes, sir.
And think about this, the younger farmer, even the younger farmer in the second generation, third generation, fourth generation, they still come also.
They do.
You guys help a lot of those young folks get started.
They do, and we like to get them established.
Tell us about local decisions. I mean, how important local decisions. You guys make
all of our decisions are local.
Absolutely.
Okay, our loan committee meets daily.
In a daily loan committee meeting. So that means that you guys are talking to people today, you're visiting in the morning, you're talking about loans, you're on top of it. We don't have to send it to St. Louis, we don't have to send it to Wisconsin. You guys are going to make those decisions.
Right here.
Right here. Merchants
Yes,
and Planters Bank. Sherry, talk just a little bit more about being at this bank and how important it is, and I know you don't want to be anywhere else.
I wouldn't be anywhere else.
It's a good place to work.
It is a fantastic place to work. I'm just very fortunate that I'm part of this great financial institution. We're a family.
You are a family. You are a family. If somebody needs information, how do they get in touch with you guys? How do they talk to you?
Well, they can call us, at the Tuckerman branch. Okay. Come in and see us anytime. You don't have to have an appointment. Our doors are open.
They're open. Y'all are ready to do business.
Yes, sir.
Girl, you're just wonderful. And I know, and again, we start the interview with talking about what an awesome responsibility it is. But I know it's It's a pleasurable job for you, and you enjoy doing it.
I do. I'm very excited about it.
If you're a farmer and it is that time of year, and I know you've already been in to see Sherry or see anybody at the bank, but if you want professional service, you know what you get. If you're just starting out in farming, go by the branch bank up in Tuckerman, Merchants Planters Bank, visit with Sherry and let her get started on your crop loan for 2014. And once you become a customer of ours, you're usually a customer for life.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Thank you, girl.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Merchants Planters Bank here on the Business Spotlight. Hey, on the stop along the way, Highway 367 or 167 or 67 or Mr. Tommy Bain, we've been at this location a long time. I don't know how many address changes we've had, but we're Malcolm Avenue still at Farmers Tire Mart, downtown Newport, Arkansas.
Absolutely, we hadn't changed.
Hadn't changed a bit, have we?
We only change when we have to, you know. Tire sizes, they introduce new sizes every year.
Right, yeah.
And we have to change our inventory.
Yeah, change the inventory, but we're not going to change the location we've been here. And just, you know, at one time, this was Malcolm Avenue and 67, and then I think it did go to 167, and then when the freeway came out, it was 367. We've been at the same location here a long time and taking care of folks in Newport and Jackson County. And we're here today, just like we are each and every month, to talk about tires. It's winter time. The day we filmed was a kind of a snow, ice day, but in the afternoon when the sun came out, it looked like most everything melted away.
Yes, it's leaving us pretty fast, and I think the forecast is for more to come. But you know, that's winter time.
It's supposed to be like that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like that. But you folks out there, if you had a little problem hearing a little spinning, roaring noise on that ice, you may not have enough tread on that tire.
It may be time to look, huh?
Maybe time to look.
You know, it is a perfect time to, you know, when you see a situation like that where somebody does spin out a little bit and come in and let us, you got the old eyeball test, and you've got the old, you know, they used to do the old penny test, but there's ways that you guys as professionals can look at a, you know, set of tires and say, folks, look, we think you got another 10,000 left, or we think you're 5,000 overdue, and if you're 5,000 overdue, that's where we come into play.
That's right. You know, you pretty well look at a tire and tell about how many miles you got left on them. But there is a DOT safety marker built in that tire, and it's raised from the carcass of the tire. It's raised 2/30 seconds.
Okay.
And when it reaches that point, it's deemed unsafe.
2/32 of an inch upwards, and when the tread goes down to that point, then it says, that's the point that says, hey, the standard says it's time to change tires.
DOT says it's becomes unsafe at that point.
Well, there's no doubt that you guys, you're simply the best in the business at what you do, and great selection of tires. You can see some of them in the background here as we film, and Ben's going to try to get a shot of some of the great selection that we have. But we always want to stress to people, Tommy, if somebody comes in and they don't see just exactly what that they want that's on the show, I mean, if they're not on the showroom, we can get them.
We can get them. Generally, barring this, you know, bad weather, road conditions, we generally have delivery overnight.
Right.
And so we're hooked up with some good warehouses that they stress delivery. You know, they want to fill those orders as quickly as they can.
Get them in, get them out. The more they send, the more that y'all put out, the more they get to bring, because you guys are doing business. And then Tommy, it's something, and you know, tires, and we always talk tires and service on the show. And well, right now we talk about preventing some problems, and it's never too late in the wintertime to talk about preventing problems on your automobile, whether it be on your tires or whether it be the fluid levels. You know, general maintenance on a car is so important for the everlasting life of that automobile.
Absolutely, and the newer vehicles now are coming with warning lights.
Right.
They, if your say your washer fluid gets a little low, a light will flash in your dash that says washer fluid low.
Right.
And there's a little engine signal in there that time to check the engine. There's something that has malfunctioned, and it says check the engine. And there's warning signals in there that if a brake fluid gets a little low, brake There's
Right.
a little red light that comes on that says brake.
That's right.
It needs to check the brakes. And Bruce back here in the shop, he can check all those things.
Well, you know what, Bruce, I mean, that automobile has a computer system in it, and if one of those things flashes and then it goes away and it doesn't come back on for another week, you can bring your car in here, and Bruce hooks a computer right into your dash, and it tells what happened to that vehicle, what that code was, and what possibly needs to be checked. It allows them to check. Computers diagnosing computers.
Absolutely. And we have those that diagnostic material that we need to check those warning lights.
Well, it's the time to do it.
It's time to do it.
It's time to do it.
And there's even a light on most of the vehicles that come on that says time to change oil.
It does that? It does that?
That's for people like me.
You know, it certainly helps more than the little bitty stick-on deal that, years ago we put on the door, now we put on the dash. And I know you remember when you put them on the door. I just remember when just many years ago before I would drive, they'd fill that thing out, set it on the door, and then they'd peel it off or put it back on there. But anyway, we peel the one off on the windshield now. But the best way is, not the best way, but one way is when it says time to change oil, it's probably time to change oil, isn't it? We do that at Farmers Tire Mart.
We do that at Farmers Tire Mart. And checking the tires, the air pressure, there's lots of folks that's coming in, said their little light has come on, said low air pressure.
Sure.
And some of them don't tell you which one it is. So we check them all for them.
Right.
And set their proper air pressure.
Well, if you need tires, come to Farmers Tire Mart, Malcolm Avenue in Newport. If you need service on your automobile, come to Farmers Tire Mart. If you want professional, courteous service and you want it done right, come to Farmers Tire Mart in Newport at a reasonable price.
Yes.
And you won't be disappointed. You've been taking care of folks for many years, my friend.
We've been here in this location for 22 years now.
22 years.
April 1st of this year, we'll begin our 23rd year.
23 years at one location. You've been taking care of me a long time, haven't you?
Serving Newport and Jackson County.
Yes, sir. Tommy Bain, Farmers Tire Mart, come see us. We are at the University of Arkansas Community College in Batesville, and we're going to visit with someone relatively new to UACCB, and Becky Warren from Green Forest, Arkansas. Tell us a little bit about Becky Warren.
Well, I am originally from Green Forest, Arkansas. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in agricultural business with an emphasis in animal science from Arkansas Tech University.
Cool.
And then I did my graduate work at Missouri State University. I'm a Master of Science in Student Affairs and Higher Education.
So when you get somewhere in this area, tell us how you got into this area right here where you are.
Well, after graduate school, I went to work at ASU BB as a hall director. And I had done my graduate assistantship, so I worked 20 hours a week in the Career Center at Missouri State University. And I really liked the career work. And I was looking to get back into that but I needed to stay in the area because my husband is a White County Sheriff's deputy.
Okay.
So I did stay in the area. And so I was looking around Batesville, and I found this job, and I was like, oh, that's my dream job, so I applied for it.
Well, tell us about the dream job, and you mentioned career. Tell us just exactly, what is your title here, Becky? What do you do?
I am the Career and Disability Services Coordinator. So I work with all of our students on career development. I do workshops on resumes, cover letters, job searching, interviewing, anything of that nature. I work with students individually, a lot of times helping them decide on a major or a career. I do our annual career fair, which is March 12th. And I also work with all of our students with disabilities. So any students who have disabilities can bring their accommodations to me, and I work with getting them just kind of fair accommodations in the classroom to help them out.
You mentioned the career day on March 12th. Tell us exactly what that is. What is a career day?
Well, we have a job fair. So employers come in from the community and work with our students, and our students come. A few high school students come, and we also invite Lyon College students. And they just come talk to employers and look for positions. Some employers have open positions. Some of them might have internships. And we also welcome the community to come to that as well.
When you talk about visiting with students about career opportunities, and I guess you see most all the students from the college. I mean, you have an awesome responsibility in dealing with, talking with students and helping them, decide possibly what career level they'd like to try to attain or which direction they want to go.
And a lot of students come, and they might not even know how long they want to go to college. So, they need to look at career opportunities and see what is the length of education they need for that, so they can even decide, okay, I want a 2-year degree, I want to go on and get a bachelor's degree, I might even want to go on to graduate school. So they start deciding all of that when they're here.
My wife, Linda, in Newport, she teaches at Newport High School, teaches a class called Jobs for Arkansas Graduates, and talks about career-oriented deals, doing resumes, things like that. It's a good job. Sounds like it's a great job. I know this, that you're a person that's wanted around the campus, and everybody says that your office and the door that's right across from where we film today is always busy. There's already been 2 people that try to get in to see you, and you're not there because you're here, but congratulations. Tell us how long you've been here. When did you get here?
I started here on November 18th, so I've been here several months now. It took, until January to kind of get in the feel of things, but then I kind of got here and started running. And so far I love it. I'm just still trying to meet students and meet faculty. I started a new program where I go into classrooms. If a professor can't come, then they call me and I can come in their classroom and do some presentations on resumes and things just so I can meet more students.
Okay. Going back to the career day, if somebody's interested in talking more about the career day, how do they get in touch with you?
They can email me at becky.warren@uaccb.edu, or they can call me at 870-612-2048, and they can get a hold of me either way, or they can come up here, and I'm across from the Enrollment Management Center. Most people know where that is, so office is right across there.
Well, congratulations on your new assignment. I know it's a rewarding, and you say this is what you want to do with your career and a dream job for you, and congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Becky Warren, UACCB, Batesville, Arkansas. What a pleasure it is to get to meet good folks who are interested in education. Get to visit with Karen Hunt, Jackson's Funeral Home. It's always a pleasure to get to see you, girl. How's everything?
Oh, it's good.
Everything good at Jackson's Funeral Home?
So far, so good.
Hey, I really enjoy coming down and visit with you because what you do and one of the things that you do best is prearrangement. And at Jackson's Funeral Home, you want folks to come in and see you. Let's talk a little bit about prearrangement. We talk about it often on this program, but we can't stress enough how important prearranging a funeral is.
Oh, it really is. And it's so easy to do. All you have to do is make an appointment, or you can call. I can come to your house. I have a book with pictures, of the caskets and things. You select the type of service you want, the merchandise that you want. Everything is totaled up, and you can pay all at once. You can make payments. There's no interest on the payments.
Right.
You can't beat that.
I think when you're guaranteeing a funeral expense, it's so important to do that now. I mean, you're going to have to pay me now or pay me later.
Exactly.
You're going to have to.
Right.
Lots of advantages with prearrangement.
Yes. It locks your price in at today's price. I actually did a service not too long ago for a lady who did her prearrangement in 1987, I believe.
Okay.
The prearrangement discount, what she saved, was more than what she paid.
Wow.
Yeah, the inflation rate is such that there's no way you can lose.
Right.
And if you're not paying interest on this, it's a win-win.
Absolutely.
Once it's paid for, you're finished with it.
Right.
And besides the burden that it takes off your family, sitting in here making arrangements with a family who has just suffered a loss and they're having to make choices, they're having to work within a budget sometimes. Sometimes there is no budget because people just don't have money sometimes.
Right.
It's very hard to do. It's a huge financial expense. It's like anything else. If it comes out of the blue and it's unexpected,
right. Yeah.
If it's taken care of, it's one less burden for the family. You don't have to worry that you're choosing the merchandise that Mama would want.
Right. Right.
You don't have the itch in the back of your head that nothing is good enough for Grandma. You know what I mean?
I do know exactly what you mean.
You don't have that because you know.
You know, it's right there in black and white.
This is what she wanted.
Yeah.
And you don't argue with Grandma.
No, I don't think so.
So it's a really good thing, and I am really a fan of prearrangement.
You talk about unexpected expenses, and then this just kind of went through my mind because I'm an old car guy, and you don't ever want to have to redo your engine in your car. and it doesn't happen often, but it does happen from time to time. This is a little bit different because we're not out putting money aside to repair our engine in our car because it might not happen.
Right.
But when you're putting money aside for a prearrangement, it's going to happen.
That's right.
It's going to happen.
That's right. And one of the things I like to say to people is that, we buy homeowners insurance.
Right.
And we kind of really hope our house doesn't burn down.
Absolutely.
We buy automobile insurance and we hope we don't crash our car.
Right.
We don't buy prearrangement and we know we're going to die.
You're going to have to use it.
How much sense does that make?
I agree. It's a great point, and it's a point of interest to all of those who don't have a policy, and all of you who don't have one, and that you might be considering. And I like the idea that you'll work with folks, whether they have an appointment here, go to their house. It's
and there's no obligation.
Right.
When you walk in here, I'm not going to force you to go and decide exactly what you want. You can take the information. I'll give you all the information you want, and take it home, mull it over, discuss it with your children. By all means, you're not obligated.
Well, it's a great service that you guys provide in prearrangement. And if you don't have a prearrangement policy, certainly talk with Karen or any of the staff here at Jackson's Funeral Home. And I do want to hit on something that I didn't even talk to you about, but it just made me think about when you talk about having a prearrangement, having a funeral. After the fact, you and I have talked about it, but maybe not in a year or so. After the fact, y'all do a great job of following the families. Once they leave here or once they leave the cemetery, it's not over with you guys, is it?
It's not. I spend a lot of time writing letters, sending cards. Yeah. I'm always within phone contact. With cell phones now, a lot of people have my cell phone number. And what I have found is that if they ever need us again or they need something, if they're doing a benefit for someone, they call us direct. But I do a lot of follow-up with people, just to let them know, we're still here and we're thinking about you. We've got brochures and kind of an aftercare program.
Yeah, absolutely.
To help our families.
Well, you speak of our families, and what a motto, and Jan and I talk about a lot. Our family serving your family, and boy, that's what you guys do, isn't it?
It is.
It is.
Yes.
It is a family deal, and do yourself and your family a service by getting with Karen and talking about prearrangement, talking about the advantages, and I mean, you look at and you write advantages on one side, disadvantages on the other. I think you'll find out that the advantages by far outweigh, because I can't think of any disadvantages of having a prearrangement policy.
I can't either.
Yeah, absolutely not. Karen, so good to see you again. Oh, you're up to date on this stuff, and I know you're good at what you do, and we appreciate you taking time to visit with us.
I'm excited about it.
I know you are.
Isn't that strange?
Love your job, don't you?
I do.
Love your job.
I do.
She's Karen Hunt. She's at the Jackson Funeral Home. We're located at the 1900 block of Malcolm Avenue right here in Newport. Let's continue on with more of the Business Spotlight. Harris Hospital, in our continuing series at Harris Hospital, our hometown hospital, visiting with Sherry Mitt, who is the Business Office Director. Now, that sounds like a pretty important title there, girl.
Oh, it's really not.
It's really not. I know you do a lot of good stuff here at the hospital.
I don't do much work at all.
First of all, before we get going, quickly tell us about Sherry Mitt and how Sherry Mitt got to be here at Harris Hospital.
Well, I grew up in Valley View. I was born at St. Bernard's Hospital, lived there till I went off to college. Then I was away from Arkansas for 20 years, and then came back to be with my family in 07. Started here and moved to Newport a couple of years ago. Really have enjoyed it.
Good deal.
Yep.
Good deal.
Very happy, my family.
What does the business director and such do at Harris Hospital? Talk a little bit about that.
I manage the business office. Our primary function is to send claims out to insurance companies, help patients with their bills, try to take the sting out of healthcare on the financial side. There's two kinds of pain. There's healthcare pain and financial pain.
There is that, girl.
I try to limit the financial pain.
I can assure you there is pain on both ends. Well, you've got some things that are coming up that we need to talk about, things that are dear to your heart and dear to Harris Hospital. Let's get right after it.
Great. Well, Harris Hospital, with some of our healthcare partners, is sponsoring an open enrollment fair for the health care insurance marketplace. And we are excited to offer those dates on March 4th and 18th. and they will be from noon to 7 p.m. at M&P Investment Offices located at 833 Malcolm Avenue. We really are excited about this because March 31st is the deadline for open enrollment for the Affordable Health Care Act.
Right.
And there's so many good things going on with the Affordable Health Care Act that I really would like, honestly, everybody in Jackson County and the surrounding counties to get health insurance.
Question.
Yes.
You talk about this open enrollment. Just explain in simple terms what that would mean to those folks who are watching this interview. What does open enrollment mean? What are we trying to do?
Sure. Well, what you're trying to do is sign up for one of the new insurance plans.
Okay.
And some of the insurance plans will have $0 premium, depending on what your financial situation is, and some of them will have a premium starting at $25, $35, $55, going on up the ladder, depending on where you fall on the financial spectrum, the number of people in your family. But the really important part about open enrollment is it means it's a limited amount of time for you to get yourself and your family covered in 2014. And this year's deadline is March 31st.
If you don't meet that deadline, there are some repercussions to you for not signing up, correct?
That's true. There will be some fees that will be levied against this, because remember that the Affordable Health Care Act requires every American to get health insurance. So those people who do not get health insurance will have to pay a fee, and those fees will be collected by the government to go towards health care. So
there's no doubt that it's been a subject that's been talked about for months and even years on end about what it is and what the Affordable Health Care Act really is and what it does. But realistically, when you get down to looking at what the government is trying to help people do, it's a great program.
Yes, it is. It really is a wonderful program. And already people who come here to Harris Hospital that I don't know in person, but I know them because they're repeat patients, but I know them on paper. I have seen people who did not have health insurance last year who only came to the emergency room when they were very ill. And then, of course, got those high-cost emergency bills. Now they have insurance through the Affordable Health Care Act, and they're actually going to see our doctors. So they're getting blood pressure medicine for their high blood pressure. They're getting maintenance treatment for their diabetes and their back pain. And many of them are paying the $0 premium because of their financial situation. Right. So it's just for... We gamble on our health. We gamble we're going to be healthy. And this is an opportunity that you could remove a huge worry from you and
great analogy.
And get health insurance for yourself.
Yeah, great analogy there. And again, tell us the dates that these are coming up.
These are coming up on March 4th and March 18th, and they are from noon to 7 p.m. If for any reason your schedule doesn't allow you to attend on those days, you can call Harris Hospital at 870-512-3003, and we will schedule you an appointment, a personal time that we can meet with you. But we must do it before March 31st. It's a very important deadline. After that, the federal government won't set you up again for 2015.
Yeah, if you're going to get it done, now's the time. So it is the deadline. This month is the deadline, so you need to get it done. Anything else that we need to cover that you have in your notes, or have we done a good job?
You've done a good job.
Thank you.
I want to make sure, sorry.
Go right ahead.
That the enrollment fairs are at M&P Investment Offices at 833 Malcolm Avenue, and there will be people just waiting for you to come in to help you navigate through the process.
You need to get it done, and you need to get it done this month, so don't wait any longer. Let's get it done right now. Sherry Mitt, who is the director of the business office at Harris Hospital, and we appreciate you taking time to join us.
I appreciate it, Dave.
Let's continue on with more of the Business Spotlight. Rebecca Payroll, Marketing Director at Harris Hospital, and always a pleasure to get to see you here on the Business Spotlight and talk about great things that are going on at Harris Hospital. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Well, good to see you, girl. You've got something that you'd like to share with everybody that we got to get on the ball right here and get going, don't we?
That's right. Last year was the first year in a long time that Harris Hospital had participated in the MASH program.
Right.
And MASH stands for Medical Applications of Sciences for Health. That's a program that UAMS sponsors, and we partner with them, and Farm Bureau is also a sponsor of that. And last year, it was so very successful that we're hoping to double our enrollment this year.
Okay.
This is a program geared to high school students, 10th graders and 11th graders, and it gives them an opportunity to go inside the medical fields at hospitals and clinics and just sort of experience different avenues of that. It was so successful last year. We had 10 students. This year we want to double to 20 students. So we are accepting applications right now, and the deadline for applications will be March the 28th. The actual dates of the program are going to be June 9th through the 20th, and it is a commitment because these students give us 2 weeks out of the year. It's every day, Monday through Friday, for those 2 weeks, but the experience that they get is just phenomenal. We're going to go into the schools. The schools received letters last week, and we're working with Miss Linda Black also.
Yes,
you might know her.
I do know her. I do know her. She lives in the same house I do.
Okay. And but we're opening it up to not only Newport High School, but Newark, Cedar Ridge over there, Jackson County School District, Tuckerman. Last year we had students even from Jonesboro. We have already this year had students calling from Strawberry. It's one of those things that they saw the pictures on Facebook and are already calling here in February wanting to know, when is the MASH program? Can my daughter participate in that? So that's exactly what we want to happen with the program. It is very hands-on. The students, they participate in class work that we'll do right here in the community room. Lots and lots and lots of different topics, and I can't remember them all, but they get first aid certified. They go through CPR training, a lot of those basics. We treat these students just like we do our hospital auxiliary volunteer members, and which is the same as hiring a new hire for the hospital. So they'll go through background checks, TB tests, drug testing, all of that before they can actually come in here, because they're a representative of our hospital.
Absolutely.
Whenever they come in here, they get to interact. They get to choose which clinical areas they want to do clinicals, is what we call it. So we have a little mix of both sort of class work and then clinical work. Last year, Dr. Pate did a seminar where they got to go in the surgery center and dissect pig hearts. Dr. Luder, our orthopedic doctor, he came and showed them how to do casting. They got to cast each other's arms or legs or whatever, and see what all's involved in that.
Great program for anybody that's interested in the medical field, that's thinking along the line. You're in high school here and you say, boy, you know, the medical field is something I'd really like to do. And I want to interject one thing, because I've always said this about a school teacher, because I'm a former certified school teacher. You go to college for 4 years before you ever get in a classroom. I mean, you think that's what you want to do, and then you go to 4 years. And I love the idea of being able to get into a hospital while you're in high school, say, I'd like to be in the medical field, but you need a little experience, hands-on training, and this is what this program does.
That's right. It gives the students an opportunity to see several different fields of medicine. You know, the really major reason that the MASH program exists is the shortage of primary care physicians, and that's what we're hoping to inspire students to go into the field of medicine. If not physician, then, you know, we need nurses. We're going to need these medical professionals in the future. So we're really excited about that. We worked with the local school systems also. Last year we had a conflict. The dates overlap the same weeks as FHA camp and some other really major events going on that the students participate in. So we have scheduled around that so that we can have those opportunities. Be sure, give me a call, 870-512-3081, if you know of a student that's interested in maybe doing that. Spread the word and let everyone know that we are taking applications from now until the end of March.
Sounds like a winner. It's a great program, no doubt about it.
That's right.
Rebecca, I knew if you were going to get on here and talk, I knew you'd have something to say. I just knew
always have something good going on at Harris Hospital.
Absolutely you do. And as the marketing director, you make it happen, girl. Rebecca Payroll, Harris Hospital. A couple of great interviews today at Harris Hospital. Let's continue on with more of our show. We are in Batesville at White River Area Agency on Aging, and we have someone new to talk to this time, but someone to introduce you to. Brad Cummings.
Yes, sir.
A Batesville, Arkansas guy.
Yes, sir.
WRAAA. Tell us a little bit about Brad Cummings.
Well, Batesville guy, grew up just south of Batesville here at Southside. Went to school K-12 there, and my mom and dad did there, and so we're strong alumni from at the Southside area. Went to school at ASU, graduated in '96, and got an accounting degree, and started my career in accounting. First with public accounting. My primary history is in public accounting. I've had about 8 to 10 years in that, and had a little bout of. I was the executive director for North Central Arkansas Development Council. It's a community action agency in 5 counties. So got to experience the nonprofit. So that helped me kind of make the transition over here in White River. So.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that and working for no doubt a great company. I mean, we've been doing this show for some time, and Chief Financial Officer, and
yes, sir.
That sounds like an awesome responsibility. Tell us a little bit about what you do and how you do it.
Well, I basically look over the budgets. I do the monthly financials. I have a great team that helps me do that. But we do the monthly financials, present it to the board. We have several different budgets that we have to look over. We are the cognizant agency for the senior centers in the 10-county area, so we also have to manage that as well. And so with our in-home services now, that's just an incredible service that we're doing. It takes a lot. It takes a team to do it all, and so that's what we just kind of look over the budgets, manage the accounting, and hope at the end of the year it's black and not red.
Well, you hope it always is, and I know that it's probably, you know, any job that you have, when you talk about when you're in accounting, and some people look at it and go, okay, that's numbers, and boy, that scares me. And I can remember in college myself, an ASU graduate, and people say, oh, I got to take accounting. And I said, well, yeah, you do. So you get in there. But in your position, even though you may be considered the Chief Financial Officer, rewarding for you to work in a business that helps so many people.
Oh, that's you know, and that's the thing about it is, if you don't like people, you're in the wrong business at White River, because this is a people business, and numbers are just numbers, but people are real, and so that's why you have to think about the people in every decision you make. And Mr. Hall one time said, he said when he was superintendent, the guy told him that if every decision he made he thought about kids, then he wouldn't make a bad one. And so I've taken that. If every decision I think about the employees of White River, and I think about the elderly we serve in the 10 county, we won't make a wrong decision. So I've kind of kept that in the back of my mind.
It's good philosophy.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Ted. You talk about Ted. Y'all go back. Y'all have a little.
Yeah, we've got a little history together. He was my high school principal for 2 years. So. Well, he says he's got a file still left out there. I don't know. I thought those things were obsolete after so many years, you know.
Throw them away or whatever.
That's right. I was hoping anyhow, you know.
Well, if he does have that file, he knows he's got a good guy here. And tell us about how long you've been here, and when'd you get here?
Started in October, so I've only been here just a little longer than him, but but enjoyed it. I actually worked with the housing manager here, and we actually, when I had my practice, my accounting practice, had a practice here. I was a partner with a practice here in Batesville and in Newport, actually. And we audited the HUD homes. And so had a familiarity with the what River did, and so that allowed me to kind of transition a little easier.
Absolutely. Sure. Brad Cummings.
Hey.
Good to see you, my friend.
I appreciate
guarantee you, we'll be seeing you along the way. We're continuing on with this program and talking with White River Area Agency on Aging. Brad Cummings, who's the Chief Financial Officer, the accounting guy, the numbers cruncher, and like he said earlier, at the end of the year, I hope it's black, which means good, and red, not red, which means bad. Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Let's continue on with more of our show right here on the Business Spotlight. David Black, John Chadwell, NEDC, and the day that we filmed, we had a busy day going on down at your office. What in the world have we got in the background here, John?
Well, we have all the donations from the art show, which was a huge success. We had a lot of artists, over 180 artists. We had thousands of people who came to downtown Newport, shopped, looked, and we make it free to the public and free to the artist. And then we ask the artist if they're willing to donate a piece. And in August, we'll have a big event at the Country Club, and we'll auction those pieces off, and all the money we raise will go right back into next year's art show. And so we had 138 of the artists donate a piece.
Wow. Wow.
And that's amazing. Last year the auction raised $9,000. We're thinking this year, it'll raise even more. What we'll do is we'll put little signs on them here in the next couple of days. So when you're watching this, it'll be ready, and you can come in and it'll have the face value. That's what the artist would sell it for out of their gallery or out of their booth.
Okay.
And if you want to buy it at face value, you can go ahead and buy it. Make sure you get your piece. But if you want to wait to the auction and try to get a deal, then you can do that. Last year that worked for some people. For some people,
it did work.
It actually went higher than the face value. So it just depends on how many people want that piece. But they'll be up here at the Newport Business Resource Center from now to August. There's some great pieces. And so we encourage you, even if you don't want to buy, just stop by and look at them, because it's some very interesting pieces.
Ben, I was going to say, if you've got a good shot of the, some of the art behind us right there, you can look at just a couple other pieces if you'd like to do that, because let me tell you, the art is just absolutely phenomenal, and the day that we had last Saturday was even better than that. Well, when you can bring that kind of people into Newport, Arkansas, you are generating some dollars, you are generating some business, you are generating a good economy for our little old town.
Well, you are, but the other thing is, if we make those folks happy, and we heard time and time and time again, I mean, we had our mayor who was working, we had our county judge who was working, chamber director, everybody's out working. We had 120 volunteers working, and we heard time and time and time again that their community doesn't do this. We'd never see our leadership all doing the same thing. And so they were very, very complimentary of Newport, bragged on Newport. Well, they become ambassadors for us.
Sure, absolutely.
And so when they're in their community talking, they can talk Newport up, talk about what Newport does, and so that kind of publicity is hard to buy.
Right,
it's hard to change people's perception. Then in the background we got something going on by a lady you might be acquainted with, I think, slightly.
Yeah, Linda Black's got a lot of folks here and got a lot of community volunteers and doing some mock job interviews, and it's a great part. They've got people here. They're busy, aren't they?
They're interviewing high school students, teaching high school students how to do a job interview, what they need to say, and so they're running all over the building. And I think she's going to have her exercise, so you better take her to dinner tonight.
I think I will.
She's running up and down the stairs, but she's placing students with different people in the community, and they're giving them a real job interview, and then they take a sheet of paper after they walk out and write down the good and the bad and the things to work on. And so the young people are learning how to either do a college interview or a job interview or something like that. It's a great program. They've done it for several years now. We're so happy they're able to use the building to do that.
Hey, John, and speaking of that, when you talk about the art and this, kind of the center of the art show and having all the art displayed in this building and have something right here that the high school can use for this building, it's exactly what we talked about several years ago when we said we need to get us a building. If we could get a building, we could have a lot of these things. And boy, it's just nice to have a place for Linda Black and her kids to come. It's nice to have a place that the folks from the art show can come and look, and it's nice to have a place that people can come look at this art and possibly buy that art. So no doubt our tax dollars are paying off, no doubt.
Well, this building, first off, it was a great buy.
Absolutely.
I mean, for the building and the parking lot and most of the furniture, $175,000. It was a great buy back when we bought it. And it has been used. Last year we had 485 meetings held in this building. That's more than one a day. And companies are using it to do job training, job interviews when it's not easy for them to do it on their site. Even places like Harris Hospital and ASU Newport, if you try to have the meeting at your business with all your leadership team, they get interrupted by phone calls.
Absolutely.
Or somebody comes knocks on. So they'll reserve a room and come up here and have the meeting here, and it's just it gets used all the time. I know occasionally we'll have somebody come in here and they'll see Julie, see Shirley and I, and they'll say, 3 of you in this big old building, and we'll say, you need to come tomorrow because it's going to be packed, just like it is today. So it is a wonderful community asset, and it is owned by the community.
Absolutely.
We make it available to community groups and businesses during our business hours, free of charge.
Absolutely.
And we got Wi-Fi and the whole 9 yards, so it's a great benefit. And then with the art show, we found so many other people like Frank and Ann Hearn who opened the post office up. The Methodist Church, the Episcopal Church, First Christian Church, who just threw the doors to their fellowship halls open. The city let the depot be used. So the spirit here of people wanting to be involved, wanting to see good things happen is just amazing. And I think that's what communicates to people when they come to town, is they look at it and they say, man, we don't see this happening anywhere else. And so that's a good thing.
You know, when we talked about what we were going to talk about before this show started, none of this stuff we just talked about was anything that we talked about prior to the show. We were going to talk about construction, and quickly let's hit on some of the construction projects that we have going on.
There's going to be a ton of construction projects going on. You've got the new jail that's going to start construction this year. You got the sidewalks downtown. You got the new bridge that's already started construction across the way. You've got the 2 car dealerships we know that are going to start construction probably within the next month. And then we've got a couple of other groups that have looked at property in and around the new Walmart Supercenter that I anticipate seeing some construction start. So, I mean, no matter whether we get anything else or not, it's going to be one of the busiest construction seasons for Newport that we've seen. Murphy Oil's applied for a permit to start a construction. So, I mean, there's just all kinds of opportunities that are going to be happening in and around Newport. And when we look back to December, and we had the highest sales tax collection in the city limits of Newport that Newport has ever had in its history. More money was spent in Newport in December of last year than has ever been spent in the city limits of Newport in its history. I mean, just think about that.
I think we're doing okay.
That's pretty awesome.
We're doing okay.
The thing we just got to do is encourage more families to move in. You know, they've got a job here and they live outside, so now let's do things like the art show and work on our schools, which they're doing, and all kinds of stuff. They've made some great progress in our schools, and things like they're doing here today are wonderful additions. We just need to get the word out and get those folks to want to move here and live here, and then we'll see even more growth.
I've lived here a long time, and I continue to say it's a great place to live, and I don't want to be anywhere else. John Chadwell, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
All right, let's continue on with more of the Business Spotlight. We're in the curve at Newport, Arkansas, and when that means we're smelling chicken. I love to talk about the smell of Kentucky Fried Chicken, and it's getting that time when it gets summertime where I live. I don't get to smell it because the wind goes the other way. But when it's cool on the outside and that north breeze is coming, I can smell Kentucky Fried Chicken, and it usually makes me want to come get some. Hi, Sandy.
You usually do. Hi.
Sandy Robinson here, Kentucky Fried Chicken. And experience is always making a difference, and you've been here how long?
33 years.
33 years.
I think.
33. That's
Something
a long
like that.
time. You started when you were real young, obviously.
Oh, yeah. First job I've ever had, the only job I've ever had.
Good job then.
Yep.
Like working at Kentucky Fried Chicken then, huh, girl?
Oh, yeah.
You do a great job. And being a manager, I mean, it's an awesome responsibility to be in the food business. And, of course, this business right here has just been a marvelous business for you. And we've got specials like we always do at KFC. What's on special this month? What's good? Everything?
Sure, but we've got our $3.99, selling a lot of those. They're doing so good they're carrying them over.
Okay.
So we've got for $3.99 you can get your chicken pot pie and your drink. You can get your famous bowl and your drink. You can get your number 4 combo, which is the 2 chicken littles, French fries, or whatever side item you want.
Okay.
You would be what?
I would like green beans.
That's what I was
I would
thinking.
like potatoes and gravy. But green beans is probably my sidekick. That's my number one.
I know. I remember.
Hey,
2 green beans, 3 breasts, 2 breasts and a wing.
Yeah.
Every Sunday morning.
Couple of green beans.
Here comes David.
Hey, you know what? I got to tell you this story. For supper, or dinner as they call it, for a long time, whether I ate out or whether, especially we were home, I cooked green beans for supper. Well, just green beans. And all this has been a month ago, and I told Linda, I said, you know, I'm tired of green beans. And she said, well, it's the first time I've heard it because you've had it for every meal for the last 29 years, green beans. So I'm a green bean guy, and I love y'all's green beans.
I love green beans, too. I like green bean casserole. I wish we could make it up here, though.
Oh, it'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
So what else is special? What's good? What's going on?
The other one is the 6 chicken bites with side item and drink for only $3.99. We still got all of our Go Cups. Still kicking on those. We've got the 2 chicken tenders, the 4 bites, the 3 hot wings. All that. And Long John Silver put out some coupons that are out and flying with us right now. And They're out of Little Rock, but we do take them. The only thing we don't have on them is the popcorn shrimp, but we've got something else in place of the super sampler. So, but we take most of those coupons as is. We're not doing the lobster bites like they show.
Well, the coupons are huge for you. I mean,
Yes,
people
they are.
use those coupons. They bring them in and they use them, and it's a great deal for us as consumers to get a coupon in the mail and get a discount. And everybody loves a good deal. It makes a good deal a great deal.
It's a good price because I mean, there's a lot of meals in there for $5.99. Where regularly they're $8.69,
You bet.
$8.39 on the menu board.
Yeah.
So.
Talk a little bit about buffet, because that's something that, boy, that's my 13-piece chicken, as I always say. I can come in and eat 13
Legs and wings.
I've never eaten 13 pieces of chicken, but you could if you wanted to eat 13
We have
pieces.
some people that get real close.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially legs and wings. They can sit there, I think, and eat 20 of each sometimes. But no, it's
You're talking about some big old boys, aren't you?
No, actually, I'm not. The ones that likes the legs and wings on Wednesday morning, I know who I'm talking about.
I got you.
If I see them, if they see this. But it's open from 10 to 3, 7 days a week. Monday, Senior Day, $5.49. You get a $1 drink if you want drink with it. Tea, it's a 16-ounce drink for $1. Water always. We have coffee we can make, which now that's warming up, maybe,
Right.
start drinking more tea than coffee, but
$5.49 on Senior, is that right? Is that what you
on
said?
Sunday, on Mondays.
On Mondays. Can you imagine in the big city going somewhere and sitting down and eating a buffet and they say it's $5.49? I don't think so. Not any place I know.
No.
And that's all the chicken you can eat, up to 13 pieces or more.
Whatever.
Or more.
If I ever have anybody do that, I've got a camera back there. I'm going to show you, David. Okay, look, somebody actually did this just because you said that.
Lots of combos, user certificates. I mean, the coupons are they are just bargain savers. And again, they make a real good deal into a great deal.
And we've got our daily specials. Don't forget those every week. Okay, Monday, like I said, was Senior Day on buffet. Tuesday is 2 pieces of fish and order of fries for only $2.99.
Okay.
Wednesday is chicken fried steak meal, potatoes, gravy, coleslaw, and a biscuit.
Good.
Yeah, for only $3.99. Thursday is chicken pot pie. You don't have to get the combo with the drink for $3.99. You can get just the pot pie by itself for $2.99.
$2.99 for a pot pie.
Or if you want a drink, it's on medium drinks, only $1 on that day.
That's a bargain.
It is, and we sell a lot of them.
Anything else going on in the chicken world?
We no longer have the crispy boneless. That is an item of the past.
That's all right.
Yeah. I mean, there's enough products still going on.
I'm going to tell you what, if you come to Kentucky Fried Chicken and you look on the menu and you can't pick out anything that would be good,
yeah.
You're not hungry.
Or just don't. There's sometimes it's overwhelming. Some it's overwhelming. People come in, well, I thought I wanted this, but now you have the fish, but then I want chicken strips, and I'm like, you should try to learn how to keep up with all this stuff
You're
for everybody.
You're telling me. You're doing a great job, girl.
I'm trying.
30 plus years. We'll just call it 30 plus
30
years.
plus.
I appreciate your hard work. I know you work hard.
More so than I want to. I went to Dr. Brown yesterday, and he kind of got my mouth real good, so it's kind of like,
Well, you did a great interview as usual. Sandy Robinson, Kentucky Fried Chicken in Newport on the curve, and just right where I can smell it while I'm home. Thanks, girl. I appreciate you.
Bye, David.
Let's continue on with more of our show. Lindley Health and Rehab behind Kentucky Fried Chicken and behind Kroger and behind everywhere here in Newport. And it's always a pleasure to get to come down and visit with Sherry Hanley, because she is the brain trust around the marketing department here. That she was the brains that put the Staying Alive video together, and this guy right here, and I'll let her introduce him, was the brain trust, the work guy that got it all together. So these two people right here are not solely responsible for that video that we did, but we're sure excited to have these two on our program. Sherry, welcome again to the program.
Well, thank you. Today I would like to introduce Jay Cox. He is our new social service director, and he's also a minister at the Newport Pentecostal Church of God Church, and he is our newest member of the Lindley team. And yes, he was a big part in making the video, which was so much fun.
It was.
We loved doing it, and Jay was kind of the backbone behind it. He was our lighting guy and put all the lights together, and when we made the disco room, and it was a lot of fun, and it is a lot of fun to work with Jay.
No doubt about it, it was a lot of fun to get it done, and it's amazing how many people worldwide saw that video and enjoyed the great things that we're doing at Lindley. Jay Cox, known you a long time, my friend. Tell us a little bit about Jay Cox.
Well, David, I was born in West Helena, Arkansas.
Okay.
Moved to Newport when I was 6 with Mom and Dad and my sister, and was raised here pretty much all my life, and graduated Newport High School, and went to ASU for a little bit afterwards, and pretty much got called into the ministry. The Lord dealt with me at a young age, and left town, went to Rogers, Arkansas for a time period over in northwest Arkansas, and the Lord just kind of drawed me back to this area, and started pastoring in Jonesboro at a church called Victory Lighthouse, and pastored there for 7 years, and just kind of felt drawn back to Newport. And,
wow.
Just couldn't get that hometown out of my mind and my heart, and Leah and I, my wife, came back here 5 years ago and started pastoring the Pentecostal Church of God, and just always had a heart for people. And
yes.
The people in Newport that remember my wife, or my mom,
right.
Patsy Cox. She
right.
always had a heart for people, and of course she passed on a few years ago, and I just kind of always had her heart, so to speak, and had a heart for people, and loved the ministry. And when I had the opportunity to come to Lindley, working with the residents one-on-one, as well as the staff here, is really a close-knit family. It kind of falls right in line with where my heart is for the ministry, and being able to help people and kind of see them have a better quality of life, especially here, some of them in the later years of their life. And it's just been an honor to be able to come to work here, and it's also just been a blessing to me personally and to my family, because working at Lindley, the residents, that I've got to know them even in the few months that I've been here, you kind of get attached to them,
right.
And they are part of your family. And when I go home at night, I wonder how the residents are doing throughout the night, and are they happy, and the quality of life that they have. Is it something that we can do to make that better? And so far, it's just been a good journey. It's been a good journey.
Well, there's no doubt that to be in this business, you have to have a heart for people.
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing that when we're brought into this earth, we're brought in, and we can't do a lot for ourselves. And then as we get older, you grow, and then later on in life, you get into positions where you need a little extra help. And
yes.
Man, you guys provide that help. Tell me exactly what you do on a day-to-day basis. What do you do daily?
Well, daily I am responsible for the admission of the resident when they come in to Lindley. I'm the first guy that fills out a big booklet of paperwork, and everybody loves that part.
That's right.
And that's probably the least favorite part of my job.
Right.
But I'm kind of the go-between, the resident and the staff and their families. I deal a lot with the residents' families. I kind of look at it as my job to make them feel at home. The little things that you wouldn't think about. Are they happy with the lamps that they have in the room, or would they like a nice picture on the wall? Is there something at home that we could bring up from where they lived before that would help their room to feel more at home? I'm kind of that guy that takes care of those small details to make them have the best experience, and this is their home, and we want them to feel at home here. And so I'm kind of that guy that tries to keep them happy, and I want them to have a good experience. I also, on a day-to-day basis, I make rounds into the residents' rooms. I spend time with them to see how they're doing mentally,
right.
Spiritually as well, because I'm a pastor. Also, and it's very common at Lindley to find not just myself, but other staff members sitting with a resident, holding their hand. They're having a hard day, talking to them about those things, even praying with them. We have the freedom to be able to do that, to give them the best quality of life that we can, and it's really an awesome thing. But I spend a lot of time with their families, with the residents, one-on-one. The admission work, when they first come in, we try to make that as smooth and as painless as possible. Nobody likes to fill out a bunch of paperwork, but
agreed.
But you know what? That's just a small segment of what really goes on, and getting to know these residents and seeing them as family and seeing them as I see them more than I see my own family sometimes.
Sure.
And getting connected with them, building their trust. I like, and as a pastor as well, you want people to trust you. And so because I've been here a short time, I'm in that relationship building stage now where they're comfortable with me and I'm comfortable with them, and it's just a good thing.
Well, there's no doubt, Sherry, I think we've done well at Lindley to get a guy like Jay Cox to come on board and continue to build the big things that you guys are doing here.
Yes, we are so excited that Jay has filled this position, and we enjoy working with him, and he is a great asset to Lindley. We do a lot of fun things here. Just shortly after he started to work at Lindley, we had of course we're always doing fun things here at Lindley, and always have fun activities. It was close to Christmas, and we had the ugly sweater contest. And we told him, as part of his initiation, he had to be in the ugly sweater contest. And he did, he agreed, and believe it or not, he won the ugly sweater contest.
I think I saw that somewhere along the way. And let me tell you what, Jay Cox, that was an ugly sweater. You did well.
He did well.
Jay Cox, welcome to Lindley Health and Rehab. Sherry, it's always a pleasure to get to come down and visit with you. And this guy right here will bring great things to this institution.
He is a very, very important part of our Lindley family now.
Let's continue on with more of our show. We're at the Dillinger Funeral Home, Highway 167, 367, 67, 967. Where are we, sir?
We're on the north end of town at 2001 Highway 367.
367 north. Tommy Allen, everything going okay today, man?
Everything's lovely.
You remember it used to be 67, and then they changed it to some three, and then 167, and then
they added that country road out
that one that goes right by us, doesn't it? Goes right by us. We're visiting and had a real good discussion prior to getting on the air right here and talking about things about Dillinger Funeral Home and exclusive things about Dillinger Funeral Home. And Tommy, talk a little bit about what you guys do, what you do well, so on and so forth, and where we are in this in the business sense.
What? David, we're always looking for new ways to serve the families that entrust the care of their loved one to us, and we do that. The thing about Jackson County is we're a pretty small county, kind of rural, and things think we're like country folks, and we are, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely,
that's a good thing, but. We try to think outside the box and do better for the families that we serve. And one of the ways that in the early 90s, we started doing the video tribute. And, that's probably the leaders in Northeast Arkansas doing that.
Sure.
And, it's a big thing everywhere now. But we're just more service.
Right.
We're about more service and taking care of the families that we serve. When it's August time in Arkansas, it's hotter than any place in the world, I think.
It is that, my friend.
But when we're dragging them coolers out to the cemetery and with bottled water, and people appreciate that. And we have a lot of folks that come home for funerals for their families that's been off in the big cities and north and wherever, and tell us how impressed they are with the services that we provide, and we appreciate that. We're just have dedicated employees that try to take care of the families that we serve, and we're always striving to do more and to better serve the families, and that's what we look to, trying to look outside the box and see what else we can do, and if we're not doing it, it's because we hadn't thought of it. But we appreciate. And I've told you this before, that we consider it one of the highest honors when a family entrusts the care of their loved one to us, and we try to show that with our service. And personality of our employees, and just being personable, taking care of the families that we serve. I think we're one of very few funeral homes that have a host and hostess for visitation, just to make sure that the families are taken care of, and to cater to them.
Right.
And we enjoy doing that, and appreciate the families of Jackson County.
Absolutely.
We're just, we're a very blessed people.
Tommy, when you look at it from a business standpoint, and this is a business, we're here to serve, just like any business is
Absolutely.
there to serve the people, to serve our viewers. And then, I mean, there are things that you guys do exceptionally well. There are things that you do well. There are things, and you and I have talked about the things that you do good. And there's always in any business things that you look at and you say, we need to improve on that, or we need to create something new. And you talk about those things, the water and the video tributes, and being the leader in Northeast Arkansas and doing so. You do have to think outside the box. You do have to think, what can we do to better serve our people? And you guys do a great job of doing that.
Well, thank you. We strive to do that, and we strive to improve on that.
Right.
We do personalized services where we listen to what the family is telling us during the funeral conference, and we try to arrange a service that reflects the life of the person that we're paying tribute to, whether they were dedicated to fishing or motorcycles are big. That's kind of a trend that just kind of goes around in circles. It'll be big for a while, and then it kind of fades out, and then it comes back. And and what we try to do is to have a service that says, that was him or that was her.
Absolutely.
And we keep striving to do better with that.
We've had a Dillinger Funeral Home here for a long, long time, haven't we, sir?
We have. We've talked about this some time back about the Thaxton family starting the funeral home with Thaxton Furniture and New Home.
Right.
And I believe it was about 1943 that Audie Dillinger bought the funeral home part. And of course, as they say, the rest is history.
Right.
But Audie had acquired some records from the Frank Leach Funeral Home.
Right.
So we actually have records back to 1919.
Wow.
And so, we've been here a long time.
Were those records in 1919 on videotape? Or were they kind of written out? We talked about beta tapes a while ago. When we originally started the video trips, they were on beta tapes. That's been a long time ago.
That would have been a long time ago. I can remember the first VHS recorder player. Maybe it wasn't a recorder, maybe it was just a player. And it weighed about 30 pounds.
Yes, sir.
And almost the size of the end of this table. And that would have been about 80 or 81.
Yeah.
And, come a long ways, haven't we?
Technology changes, how you serve people changes, each business has to evolve, and like you say, Dillinger Funeral Home since the 40s and just evolved into where we are today. Tommy Allen, it's always a pleasure to get to come down and visit with you. I know you've always got exciting things, and y'all are out there in the public, and you do a job of serving, and you're serving well, my friend.
Thank you.
Tommy Allen, Dillinger Funeral Home, here on the Business Spotlight. We are in Newport, Arkansas. We are at the Village Mall. We are at Customized Vision Care, and we are with the great Dr. Gavin McDowell, the one, the only, the great, the fantastic.
I just recently was given that title out of honor.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I got a framed document in the back. It's quite interesting.
There's no doubt that you do, and well deserved.
No, I know it.
Well deserved.
What can I say?
I can't think of anybody else that's more deserving than you, sir. I seriously, on a serious note,
said you weren't going to lie to the public.
On a serious note,
yes,
I get tons of comments about our show.
I do too.
I don't know that we're getting any clients or customers in here from these people.
It's not really serving a purpose, but it's entertaining.
It is entertainment, and that's what we're all about. It's
that's
TV.
Right. And because I'm really trying to roll this into a full-time TV gig.
I think you could be the guy.
I think I could.
You know how they switch from the late night show and the Tonight Show and Jimmy
I could have the extremely late show with Gavin McDowell.
And then you could
the great
Gavin
McDowell.
That's what you got to call it.
Late night, a great night with late night.
Great night
there
with late night.
Anyway.
With the great one. Hey, we want to talk about, if we can. Hey. We get on here, and I started saying hey 2 or 3 months ago. Hey, we're going to say it again. Tell us. Oh, I dropped it. Doesn't matter. Yeah. It's still on. I'm still going. Tell us a little bit about contacts and being the eye professional and contact lens. And springtime's usually a time when I redo and get to thinking about my contacts because I know I'm going to wear my sunglasses in the summertime, springtime. Talk a little bit about contacts and how you get them at Custom Eyes.
Well, contacts are actually an extremely useful visual correction tool in the sense that, you don't have that, some people will call cumbersome frame. I mean, frames and glasses are very much a fashion statement these days. It's very much an accessory. And quite honestly, your vision is almost always going to be better with a pair of glasses than it will be with contacts. Sure. But contacts give you that flexibility to do things like wear sunglasses, non-prescription sunglasses. Gives you the ability to wear, swimming goggles or whatever you're going to do, stuff like that. But, contacts are a medical device, and they do need to be fit and checked by a professional. If you go to a gas station or a nail store, a hair care store, whatever, they'll be selling some of the colored ones. One, it's illegal for them to do that. But two, you wouldn't run into Jimmy's Quick Mart and buy a pair of dentures because they may not fit right. And if they don't fit right, they're going to hurt, they're going to cause some problems, and it's going to be bad news in the long run. Same thing with contacts. It's a medical device. It needs to be fit properly. If it fits too tightly, you wouldn't know. I mean, it'd feel comfortable to you until you grow an ulcer on your cornea. And I'm telling you, a corneal ulcer it ranks right up there with kidney stones and childbirth.
Big problem.
It does not feel good, and that is putting it extremely mildly. But, as far as contacts go, in general, they're a great tool as long as you take care of them. They're fit correctly for you. They're equally as safe as wearing glasses over a lifetime, and there are a few things you got to take into account for them as far as wear time and stuff like that. But they're easier to take care of now than they used to be, and there's a lot of different options. And
I was going to say, before you talk about options, just looking back, and I remember years ago when people first got contacts, they got a piece of glass that looked like
it was a hard contact lens.
Contact, and you put it in there. And, boy, I can see good, but it takes an hour or so for it to kind of
not hurt.
Yeah, but boy, you talk about technology. My good, with so many different options, as you mentioned, that you talk about the options.
Well, the great thing about contact lenses, like we're talking about options, there's a lot of different choices you can make. Now, they do still make those hard ones. That's what's called a rigid gas permeable or an RGP lens. They still make them. I don't fit that many patients with them because the technology has gotten a lot better. But they still make them. There are some patients who need that type of lens. But for the most part, the soft ones, you pop them in, and I'm blessed. I don't have to have glasses or contacts, except for reading. But I don't want to talk about that too much. But anyway.
That great's going to be the gray.
Gray. But
found
anyway.
A flaw, didn't we? Found a flaw.
It's not a flaw. I'm improving with age.
That's right, you are.
But, with contacts, we have the ability now to do a lot of things with them. We can correct for your close vision as well as your distance vision with a multifocal contact. We've got lenses that you can get colored contacts that have your prescription in them are great. You can even get a sport contact lens that have different shades, and that's actually what I've been talking with some of my patients who come through your high school or college athletes that there's certain colors of lenses you can use that will improve your abilities in sports. Like help you pick up the seams on the ball for when you're batting and such stuff like that. So it's quite a neat thing. But like I was saying, I don't wear contacts or glasses, but I'll put a contact in my some tinted dark contacts in my eyes whenever I'm out running and stuff to act as sunglasses.
Absolutely.
And if I can handle a contact lens in my eye, you can too, trust me. Because, we were talking about those hard contact lenses. In school, for training, you're guinea pigs as well as working at it.
Right.
I've had a hard contact lens in my eye twice. There will not be a third time.
Tough gig.
Oh, but the soft ones I love. No problem.
And it's amazing that some you wear for a day, some you wear for a month, I mean, it just depends on what fits. And I know in dealing with me personally, it's an adjustment time. You come in and you sit and say, we think these will work. Let's try this particular contact lens, this brand of contact.
Right.
Oh, doc, that didn't quite work right. Oh, well, let's try this lens. You're going to make it work.
Absolutely. We have a guaranteed contact lens fit.
Absolutely.
And what that means is, you come in, you want to try contact lenses, great, we're going to try them, and if we got to try every brand that's out there, we're going to get a trial in, we're going to try it, put it in your eye, you're going to wear it, we're going to check your vision, make sure it fits right, make sure it's comfortable. If we can't find one that doesn't fit for you, you're not getting charged a dime.
Right.
Because it
Can't
didn't
lose
fit.
on this deal.
Yeah, you
Cannot
can't lose on it.
Try them.
Now, if you like them, we're going to charge you through the nose.
You got to get the big bucks if you like them. It just depends on what the customer says. They like it a little, they like a medium, like it a lot.
Oh, now I had a great contact lens instructor in school, and his favorite saying was, "It's not about 20/20, it's about 20 happy." You know,
absolutely.
I've had patients in lenses that I thought, man, I can get you seeing better than that, but they were so comfortable and liked it so well. We just left it alone. It's all about the patient. You know what they like.
Everything else going good?
It's good, man. It's
busy
good.
today. You know, you're busy every day. We're in here to film, and you just have to work us in. You have to work us in like a patient. You know? I have to get an appointment to do this show.
It's horrible to work. I don't know what's up with this. I didn't go to school to do this.
Dr. Gavin McDowell, good to see you. The great Gavin McDowell, Customized Vision Care. We're located in the Village Mall in Newport, Arkansas, and folks up in our Batesville area, you're looking for a good, what I call, he's the eye doctor, and he's the great one. Dr. Gavin McDowell, let's continue more with our show here on the Business Spotlight.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the March edition of the Jackson County Extension Service Report. I'm Randy Kopechka with the Jackson County office of the University of Arkansas Cooperative Extension Service. We're taping this month on March the 6th, and maybe we're beginning to see that light at the end of the tunnel. It's been, certainly one of the coldest, longest winters we can ever remember. I made the same statement back in middle of February that the light at the end of the tunnel was starting to appear, but then lo and behold, that first Sunday in March appeared, and with all the sleet and unprecedented cold weather for early March, and so, but maybe this time it will be over. So, it's getting really to that time of the year when spring planting gets on our minds. We usually start planting a lot of stuff in March, especially corn and rice. In that first week of March when all the sleet and cold came in, we've had corn and rice planted that week in Jackson County in the past, so not unusual to plant that early in March, but hopefully this weather's going to warm up and we can get that crop planted and get off to a good start. I've really become a big advocate of early planting over the years. I wasn't always that way when I first started as a county agent up in Randolph County, but there were some farmers up there that really believed in early planting, pushing it in March quite a bit, and those guys were always pretty successful. So I got to thinking, maybe there's something to this. So lately or over the past 10, 20 years, a lot of our research has shown that early planting is certainly best for most crops. So I think with the farmer experiences that I've seen, and also the university research, I'm certainly become a big advocate of early planting. That doesn't necessarily mean you got to push real early. You need to have the weather cooperate as well. If we get to those planting windows and temperature and soil moisture conditions are not favorable, we need to wait. But if the conditions are good, it warms up, then push those planting windows quite a bit if you can. Looking at our production handbooks for all of our major crops, we have recommended soil temperatures where you can get uniform germination and emergence. Those figures are 50 degrees for soybeans, 55 degrees for corn, 60 degrees for rice, and 65 degrees for sorghum. Those are just recommended soil temperatures, again, to get good emergence and germination. Even though these dates may not correlate exactly with the soil temperatures I just mentioned, I will say that I hate pushing planting of corn any earlier than about mid-March normally, rice any earlier than about the last week of March, and soybeans and grain sorghum normally any earlier than the first week of April. Again, you can make excellent yields before those dates, but things really got to go well. But those are just kind of the soil temperatures we like to see. Again, and when calendar-wise, I like to see some planting really get going. If you're pushing these planting windows on that early end, there's some things you really need to do to get things off to a good start. For some crops, it's actually been shown that if some seeds germinate and emerge even just a few days later than the majority of the field, they're almost like a weed. So you want things to come up quickly, get out of the ground uniformly, come out of the ground growing. So we need to do everything we can, especially when pushing these early planting windows. Some of the things you can do, obviously, again, planting in soils with the proper temperature and soil moisture, that's very critical. Using good quality seed is very important. Planting at the proper seeding rate and depth is obviously very important. you using good equipment where you can get good seed to soil contact, and obviously that can correlate with good moisture conditions as well. And lately we've been using a lot more seed treatments, especially the insecticide seed treatments. They can really help on getting good uniform emergence and a quick start to your crop. You know, we've always looked at fungicide seed treatments, and they can help on that as well. And also growth regulator seed treatments, especially we're looking at release with our rice crop. So, you know, a lot of things you can do to get this quick crop off to a quick start. Hopefully when I talk to you next month in April, it really is you know, going to warm up a lot. We've got a lot of these crops off to a good start. So just hoping for some warmer weather and some good soil moisture conditions, and hopefully we'll get off to a good start. This has been Randy Klepeczka with the March edition of the Jackson County Extension Service Report.
Reliability in today's technology is what you'll receive with every T&L pivot system. T&L offers 3 control systems that best meet your needs. First, the TLC computer control features speed and direction control at any degree of the circle, as well as chemigation, measurements, and more. Second, the new speed and direction control at the pivot point has all the convenience of the computer control without the complexity. Third, the standard speed and direction control, the simplest and most reliable in the industry. See your T&L dealer today to find out more about the leading management tools for your T&L irrigation systems.
Hello, I'm Mooney Starr, General Manager of Mark Martin Automotive Group. We're here today right here at Batesville Boulevard, right here at Batesville, Arkansas, at the Mark Martin Ford dealership, along with the Mark Martin Kia dealership, which is located right next door. We're going to talk to you a little bit about some of our pre-owned cars. We want to tell you what we're all about. January of 2004, Mark Martin and Lance Lander started Mark Martin Ford. 10 years later, this is what we've grown to, one of the nicest Ford dealerships in the country. Not in Arkansas, in the country. If you've never been here, whether you need a car, whether you're interested in a car, we want you to come by and just browse around someday and give us a look. We got a beautiful museum, we got a beautiful showroom. Actually, our showroom's got about 9 or 10 race cars on it. We don't even have regular cars on it. So it's a great Saturday afternoon to come kill a day and come look around. Our Kia store is located right next door. Also, I'll make mention we have 2 Chevrolet stores, one in Melbourne. We've got a Chevrolet Buick GMC store in Ash Flat. So if you're anywhere in north central Arkansas, this is the place you're going to shop. We'd never advertise any phony pricing. What I mean by that is we don't have any prices that say $13,995 just to get you on the lot. Then you're unable to make that purchase, because when you get there in a small print, it's got $2,000 down, the print that you can't even read. So we're never going to do that. We're going to take care of you before the sale and after the sale. I want to make mention that all of our managers, I call it city slicking, but you go to these city dealers and you go in there and talk to a manager. 3 months later, you go back, talk to that guy, he's gone again. We don't have here at the Mark Martin Group. We got good, solid people that stays with us and works for us the entire time. So we want to make sure that not only you're comfortable in your buying experience, here's what we look at. These cars this day and time, these cars cost as much as your homes do, So we want to make sure it's a good experience for you. We don't want you coming here and make you stay all day, take all your time. We want to get you in and out as quick as possible, but we do want to guarantee you this. Whatever you do, we won't forget you before the sale or after the sale. We're going to take care of you. So I want to stress that point to you. We got some pre-owned specials that we're going to show you here today, and I promise you this, I've been in the automotive industry for 38 years. I understand I don't look that old, but I've been selling cars for 38 years. My point being is we're on top of the market. We don't flip out our black book and see what Kelly Blue Book says, see what the market is. There's certain times I'll give you more money than Kelly Blue Book says your car's worth. There's certain times I won't give you as much as she does. My point then is call Kelly and see what she'll give you. That's just an estimated value nationwide. There's certain cars that'll bring bigger market right now. We go to the auctions at least 2 days a week to stay up on the market. We know what cars are worth. We keep up with them. That's where we're going to win. People say they think they go to the big cities and get a cheaper new car. We all pay the same for our cars, regardless of what you hear. The difference is going to be when we get in your finance and what you're getting for your trade-in. Bottom line, I promise you we're going to win. All we're asking for is a chance. Give us 15 minutes. That's all we're asking for, 15 minutes to give you a price. We're not going to wally around to this office, that office, talk to this manager and that manager. We're country boys. We want your business. So all we're asking for you to do is take a look at some of our cars, compare them to what you've been shopping at, give us a call. Check us out at www.markmartinautomotive.com. If you don't see what you want, we've got it at one of our locations. We usually keep between 300 and 350 pre-owned cars at markmartinautomotive.com. We keep 125 on hand here at Mark Martin Ford right here in Batesville. If you're coming from Little Rock, you get on 67 North like you're heading to St. Louis. You stop at 167 at the Ball Knob exit, turn north, and drive 29 miles around the highway. You won't miss us. Beautiful place right here on the highway. If you're in the Ash Flat, the northern area, we're right at the junction, right in Ash Flat in the Hardy area. You can't miss it. And then Melbourne's got Mark Martin Chevrolet in Melbourne, Arkansas. So we keep 100 cars pre-owned at each one of those places. We keep over 100 here. So we've got 300 to 350 pre-owned cars at all times. So all we're asking for is the opportunity. We're going to show you some cars when we get going here today. All right, first car we're going to put up today, we got a 2014 Kia Sorento SXL Limited. Let me tell you about this. Chrome wheels, panoramic roof, heated and cooled seats, heated and cooled steering wheels. This rig only has 14,000 miles on it. And let me tell you about these Sorrentos. This is a $42,000 to $44,000 window sticker rig. This car's $32,995. That's a $10,000 savings, and it's absolutely brand new. There's not a door chip, there's not a nothing anywhere on the car that you wouldn't know that you had a brand new one. So why would you go there and buy a brand new one when you're going to pay 40 grand for it when this is an identical rig right here? Panoramic roof, chrome wheels, heated and cooled seats, got all the features that you're looking for, and it's $32,995. Here's what I'm asking you to do. Compare prices on this car. Let's get our next car up. But let me tell you, this car is absolutely in the wrapper, so to speak. It's a brand new car. It's an SXL V6, white, black interior, chrome, everything. Hey, this next car is a 2014 Chrysler 200. I did say 2014, and yes, we are at a Ford store, okay? We have current year models that we can compete with Dodge dealers, Chrysler, Jeep, it doesn't matter. We go to auctions all over the country. We look for the best deals possible. The reason, we're in business to make money, and we're in business to save you money. All you got to do is give us a chance. This is a 2014 with 6,000 miles on it. 6,000 miles, all it's got. This car's $17,995. Compare it to a brand new one. It's 6,000 miles for $17,995. It's a dove gray with dark interior, and it's exactly like I just told you. You won't know it from a brand new one other than the sticker shock that you're not paying the new car price. So we'll bring our next car, but this car right here is a great value, a 2014 at $17,995. Well, I keep mentioning to you that we carry all makes, we carry all brands. This is a 2013 Toyota Avalon. Toyota, we've had a Chrysler, we've had a Kia. This is a 2013 Avalon with only 13,000 miles. It's the same way. It's silver with gray leather. It's got alloy wheels on it. It's loaded up car. It's $26,995. Go check this car out. This car will be pushing close to 40 grand window sticker. It's a 2013 model car with only 13,000 miles. It's an Avalon XLS, all the luxury and all the comfort you're looking for. If you're a Toyota dealer, if you're a Toyota customer, I'll sell to dealers. You might want to buy this car. You're paying that for them at the auctions. They bring 26 to 28 grand at the auctions, and I'm selling you this car for $26,995. So we'll bring our next car in, but if you're a Toyota man, this is the car you're looking for right here, a Toyota Avalon, cream of the crop, so to speak. Oh, look at here, the Cadillac. We've got a 2013 Cadillac ATS with 21,000 mile, chrome wheels, silver car, dove gray leather, all the features, and this is your new sporty car. Young kids want to look at it. Used to, Cadillac was for the older people. Young guys, well, I don't want to drive a Cadillac. This is a sports car. Got the low profile look, the low profile tires with the chrome wheels, silver and chrome. This car is only $28,995. That's right. You've seen the competitors all priced them at $31,995. Not here. $28,995 for this 2013 Cadillac ATS. One owner car, no stories, no history report bad, 100% brand new type car. Only thing not brand new is that purchase price. You're not paying that new car price. So we'll roll our next car in, and you're going to love this next one. If you're a Cadillac owner, there goes your Cadillac. What if you're a Lincoln man? We're coming up here to a 2013 MKS Lincoln four-door. Beautiful conservative, I call it ultra green, not exactly the color. Beautiful green with tan interior, aluminum wheels, glass roof, and no, that's not just a moonroof for the front, it's a glass roof for the entire top. And where I'm going to blow you out is, this car was $33,995, but just to get your attention and show you that we're cheaper than where you've been buying before, $30,500. That's right, a 2013, close to a $50,000 car. It's only got 16,000 miles. You thought I was fixed to say 45,000 miles. This car's got 16,000 miles on it, and it's only $30,500. All the features, the ride of a big luxury car, but it's got the sporty rounded European front end look. Back end, it's all sporty looking, good looking, beautiful conservative color of a pale green. We'll bring our next one, but that is a 2013 MKS. Beautiful car. Solid glass roof with tan interior. Most people wouldn't show this next one on trying to sell a car, but let me tell you the reason I got this van in here. This is a 2012 15-passenger van, and let me tell you, these are drying up and they're hard to find. Not only do we have this, we have a 2012 Chevrolet. We have a Chevrolet 15-passenger, and we have a Ford 15-passenger. Church groups, ball groups, whatever you're looking for. This one's got 33,000. Chevrolet's got 23. They're both in the mileage are the same, and the money's $23,995. These are not a lot to brag about because most people are not looking for these. Either church groups, civic groups, ball teams, whatever you might be looking for, they're hard to find. We got a Chevrolet, we got a Ford, and I will tell you, when we sell this one, we'll search the world over to find another. We keep one in stock at all times. So if your church's ever hunting a van, let us know. We keep a 12-passenger and a 15-passenger at all time. So we'll move on to our next rig. Like I said, that's not necessarily the most desirable piece there is, but I will tell you this, they're hard to find. If you're looking for it, we got the right kind. Oh, would you look at this high-colored, bright Jeep. It's a 2012 Wrangler Sport with the knobby BF Goodrich knobby tires. Everyone knows these little Jeep Wranglers are one of the hottest things on the road. In the wintertime, they go anywhere you want to go. You're not going to get stuck. In the summertime, pop that top off, air it out, the most fun thing there is to drive around. So we got a 2012 right here with only 15,000 miles. That's 2-year-old. It's not even broke in. Why pay that retail price of that new one? This rig's 37, 38 grand. This rig's 26,995. That's right, you heard it right. It's 26,995, 15,000 mile Jeep Wrangler Sport, hard top, automatic, got all the gear, tilt, cruise, stereo, power windows, power locks. It's not a naked Jeep. It's a loaded up Jeep. BF Goodrich knobby tires on aluminum wheels with a little bit of a lift. So let me tell you, as we bring this next rig in, not only is these Jeeps hard to find, these high colored rigs are hard to find. So they're beautiful color in this next Jeep, Jeep Wrangler Sport. Next we got a 2012. Now listen to me, because you're gonna shop me around on pricing. I got a 2012 Caravan, all the seats. It's soccer coming up, it's baseball coming up, it's all those summer activities that you got to get all the kids and load them up. This is not a hubcap van. It's got the real steel wheels, it's got quad seating, it's a 7-passenger minivan, and listen to me, $15,995. That's right, it's a 2012, it's not a 2010. Our competitors will be advertising 2010s for that amount. This is a 2012 for $15,995. No, it's not $19,995. 15 grand for a 2012 Dodge Caravan, all the seats, steel wheels. It's not a cheater van, as we call them in the car business. A cheater van is going to be steel wheels with a plastic hubcap. This thing's got real aluminum wheels with all the seating. Baseball coming up, fuel mileage is going to be in the upper 20s to 30 miles a gallon. You haul the ball team in there, and you're looking at $15,995. As we'll bring our next rig up, this is a bargain right here. We got a couple of these in stock. We're looking to get some more of them, but if you're looking for a Grand Caravan, it's hard to beat that price right there. 2012 Caravan, $15,995. I want you to look at this piece right here. You talk about a rarity. HHRs, they quit making them. People love them. But let me tell you what this one is. It's called a panel wagon. This is a 2011 HHR panel wagon. It's any kind of business, any kind of delivery. If you've got a flower shop, why drive a big old van and burn the gas? Why not get something small? If you've got a parts department, you deliver parts. If you deliver anything, this is what you're looking for. 2011 HHR LT. When I say LT, that means it's got the good seats in the front. It has tilt and cruise, power windows and power locks. It's not a cheater rig. It's got all the equipment on it. This rig is only $11,995. And let me tell you something, you can't find them. And if you're delivering right now in your business, and if you're delivering, it only has the 2 front seats, so it's a delivery rig. But if you're delivering, everything will fit a seat but a casket. I don't believe we could sell this as a hearse, but let me tell you this. If you're looking for a rig that you're delivering right now and you've got an old van and you're out here delivering flowers or you're delivering car parts or you're delivering anything at all and you're spending $100, $150 a week, it's a no-brainer. $50 a week you're going to spend now, you're going to cut it in half. For $11,995, you can't find them. Shop around and find one. When you do find one, it'll be a white one because that's all you find is a cheater rig. We got a bright red one, HHR. We're going to bring our next rig, but I'm telling you, if you're in a business, if you're a company man, there's no possible way that you're not interested in buying that. Let me tell you what, we're going to put that down. That thing's on sale at $10,500. $10,500. I'm still preaching about that HHR because you won't find them. You'll find no kind of delivery rig for $10,500. Well, let me tell you here, 2011 Silverado Z71 short wheelbase with 29,000 miles. We sold it, Mark Martin Automotive Group, sold it brand new in Melbourne, Arkansas at our Chevy store to a local guy here in town. He traded it back in for another new truck. It's a 2011 with 29,000. If you're looking for a regular cab truck, let me tell you something. These were the hottest trucks ever, hard to find. You still don't find them. A lot of people don't need the crew cabs. A lot of people don't want extended cabs. Graduations are coming up. How about a kid's first truck? Absolutely not a pimple on the truck, not a door chip. It's absolutely brand new. Call the owner. Actually, the owner of this truck's wife works here at Mark Martin Ford. So we know the story. It's got no bad stories. It's absolutely brand new. This truck's $24,995. You can go buy you a brand new one and pay $36 grand, or you can buy this truck that looks brand new, drives brand new, and feels brand new for 10 grand less. $24,995 for this 2011 Silverado Z71 short wheelbase. Z71 package includes the skid plates underneath, the heavy duty shocks. The bed's never hauled anything. It's absolutely brand new. You know, as we're coming up to an end right here, let me tell you something. You always hear about them stories about the little old man truck. We happen to have it right here. This is a 2009 Toyota Tacoma SR5 crew cab with color matching fiberglass camper. Listen to me, 29,000 miles. This is an 09 model with 29,000 miles. We actually have 2014s with that many miles on them. This was literally the little old man that drove it to church. If you're a Toyota fan, you know this truck hasn't even been broke in at all. They go 129,000 on the first oil change almost. So this truck has got 29,000 miles. It's got all your features. It's got tilt and cruise, windows and locks. It's got a $1,500 Lear fiberglass bed cover contoured to the truck, bug shield, vent visors, aluminum wheels, hard steps. Got all the equipment, 29,000 miles for $24,995. You heard it right. Go buy this truck new, spend 40 grand, or come buy this truck, which is just like a new one, for $24,995. So that's an 09 Toyota Tacoma with 29,000 miles for $24,995. Now, all we've done today, we've just previewed a few of our pre-owned cars. As I told you earlier, we keep 125 to 140 cars on this lot at all times. And we're right here at 1601 Batesville Boulevard. That's in Southside area. If you're coming from the Little Rock area from the south, you come on 67 North, you get off at Ball Knob, you turn north, we're 27 miles. If you're coming out of the hills, coming south, you get on 167, you'll never miss us. Look for the big oval. Look for our Kia sign. Both of our stores are located right here. There's a possibility you're going to get here. You're going to look at our pre-owned cars. As you've seen, we carry all makes and we carry all models. But once you're going to get here, we're switching. You might want to buy a new car. We keep over 150 new Fords at all times. We keep 100 to 125 new Kias. That's a lot for a small town. Here's what I will tell you this. You'll get treated like you're part of our family. You won't be, as I call, city slick. You won't be here for 8 hours trying to get financing done, get all that. We're going to get you in and get you out. Let me tell you something. We do it every day. So it's not a big deal to us car buying, but a car buying experience is one of the worst experiences that you don't want to do. Most people don't want to buy a car because it takes them too long to go buy the car. It takes half their day out. They think they're going to get ruffled around and get their feathers ruffled. That's not what we're all about here. We're here to make you the best deal we possibly can. We're going to give you the most for your trade. And I will promise you this, that's all we're asking for is the opportunity. Because let me tell you something, when it comes to your trade-ins, that's where we're going to win. We're going to beat them on their trade-ins. All you got to do is give us a chance one time. Let me mention this. As we always say on our radio ads, eggs are always cheaper to country. We've usually always got some eggs around. Eggs are cheaper to country. You've heard it from your grandparents, or maybe from your dad, or maybe from yourself, but just give us a chance. You'll learn eggs are cheaper to country. Thanks for watching the Mark Martin Automotive Group show here today, right here in Southside in Batesville, Arkansas.